you would like to ask a question, you can comment down below or on my Tumblr. I know this is a weekly blog, but I've been pretty negligent lately. Very sorry about that, everybody, but April was a super busy month. Oh man, spring is such a really busy time for mice. Once winter is over, we have to clean out our holes and gather new spring grass and get everything ready for the summer. And this year, it was extra tough on me. Oh man. Because I haven't been posting like I regularly do, I'm going to post an extra long special edition of Ask Momo Mouse. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions today in order to make up for the fact that I've been super busy. So, let's get started. I was asked, what is your favorite book? Oh man, that's a really hard question to answer. I love so many books. Oh, but if I have to pick just one, it would probably be this one. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. My cousin gave this book to me. I was told it was kind of like an adult Harry Potter, but I think it's more like a Pride and Prejudice meets magic. It's full of drinking tea and discussing English magic and fairies and magical worlds. Oh, it is so good. And look, it's so thick. You'd think that a big thick book would be daunting, but I tell you, every time I read it, I think, oh no, if I don't slow down, the book will be done and then I won't have anything to read. Oh, I love this book. I also heard they're making it into a TV show. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait several years. Oh, it'll be like Game of Thrones all over again. Oh. I was also asked, what is your favorite plush? Well, I only have a couple plush toys. Some of them are childhood toys, and some of them were gifts from people. But I think my absolute most favorite is this guy. He's little, but he means a lot to me. He's a World Wildlife Federation polar bear, and by buying him, you spend money towards saving the polar bears. I think it's great to conserve the polar bear environment. With global warming, their environment is getting smaller and smaller, and they have less places to live. Polar bears are super important, and I just think they're adorable. Look at this guy. Rah, 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 rah. Also, since I'm a mouse, I'm not worried about a polar bear eating me, because they eat seals. I was asked this question a while ago, but I didn't answer it because it's long and complicated, and I didn't think you'd be interested in listening to me yammer on about stuff. But I thought I'd answer it because it's pretty interesting. What are your thoughts on the Alberta Rural and Agriculture Development Plan? It's a pretty big document, so I'm going to post links down below, and you can read it at your leisure. But basically, it talks about mice. I think I mentioned before, I live in Alberta, Canada. Alberta is the only place in the world where rats don't exist. That's right. Anywhere you live in the world, there are rats, and they're a pest species for the most part. However, in Alberta, we have a really strict guideline, and we have excellent defense programs to keep rats out of our province. The only rats that live in Alberta are lab rats, which are used for lab testing. You can't even own a pet rat in Alberta. Because rats are so strictly kept out of Alberta, it means that the next pest animal of mammals is mice, like me. I am what's known as a house mouse. I am the most common type of mice you might find in your house. We like to sneak in through cracks and holes, and if you leave a door open or your garage, we may find a nest somewhere to live during the winter months. There are two basic types of mice that live in North America. House mouses, mices, house mices like me, and deer mice. Deer mice kind of look like Mickey Mouse. They have white faces and white paws and little black bodies. Deer mice are very dangerous because they can carry the hantavirus. If you handle deer mice or their poop, you can get very sick. So if you see mice droppings and you don't know what type of mouse you have living in your house, it's a good idea to put on gloves before cleaning And be sure to wash your hands thoroughly afterwards so you don't get sick. Just in case you have a hantavirus deer mouse in your house and not a regular house mouse like me. Mice are known for eating crops and grains. We can also sneak into your house if you leave food around, and we will eat nibbles and crumbs of things you leave behind. The best way to keep mice out of your house is to seal cracks and gaps in your house, and make sure you don't leave food around where we can eat it. Not that it isn't cool to have a mouse like me living in your house, but it's a good idea to keep the outside mice outside. And if you do want a mouse in your house, make sure it's a certified pet from a pet store, where you know it won't be carrying any nasty, dirty diseases or anything. Nobody likes uninvited guests, and unfortunately, mice have been known to invite themselves over and eat all your food, and they never take a hint to leave when you tell them to. If you do have a mouse problem in your house, you can get rid of mice through various means. You can use traps, such as the guillotine trap. Snap! They will break our necks. And glue traps, which are sticky on our paws, and if we get stuck in them, we can't get out. There's also poison. You can sneak poisonous food around your home for us to eat and nibble, and then we'll get sick and we'll die. The guillotine trap, sometimes glue traps, and the poisons will kill your mice if you have them in your home. If you want to get rid of mice without killing them, the best option is to get a kill-free trap. You can get these from your local hardware store, and you can sometimes get them from pet specialists who deal in pest control. They will give you a cage that you can set up with some food like peanut butter or cheese that we think is yummy. We will go into the trap and the door will close and we won't be able to get out. You have to make sure to check these traps very often. That way you can make sure if you catch a mouse, you can take him out into the wild and release him safely. Just be sure to release him far from your home, or we might get in through that crack we found in the first place, and we'll just come right on back. And thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this extra long edition of Ask Momo Mouse. I'm sorry about being so late making my videos. I promise to be more diligent in the future. I'd also like to give a special thank you to Nicholas and Alexander. They drew me some really beautiful fan art, and their mom mailed it to me. I put their art up on my wall. It's so amazing. Thank you both so very much. I love seeing art from you guys, and I think you pictured me just perfectly.